running away from the past I left behind. I'm looking for answers, but I'm blinded by the light. I'm lost in the music, can I stay here for the night? I promise I'll be gone in the morning, out of sight and out of mind. We stand and watch the world go up in flames. We fight for love until we die in vain. When the sky is getting dark and we're broken in our hearts, when we build our own demise, from the ashes we will rise. When the world
All right, Diatonic, I'm gonna start casting in game for you.
Okay, hold on. I got it. Let me switch here. Okay, I got the game.
We have audio. Testing. We are good.
Check.
Check. Testing. 1, 2, 3. All right, we're calling it a win. In that case, we'll restart our intro. Good evening, you. Booth here. I've got Saucepan on broadcast. Ralt's here on support, moral and spiritual, and Diatonic, special guest here in the booth. I know you've already seen him. The surprise is ruined. Check him out on Diatonic Rivals, but he's here. Welcome back, Diatonic. Talk to me, Jersey, New England. What do we got?
Yeah, super glad to be back and to see Jersey back in action here. They had a little bit of an upset the first time I saw them around, so I'm looking forward to seeing them get back in action against a team I haven't seen yet in the New England Valhalla. I do hear they've got a couple of new hires coming in on New England, so going to be kind of a chemistry difference between those two teams, especially this being kind of the end of week 4, right? So a lot of teams had some time to build that chemistry, get to know each other, learn how to work together. New England maybe going to be having a setback or two because of those changes, but great opportunity for them to work together. I mean, 4 weeks into the season, had a little bit of time here, not quite the point of no return for teams that have struggled in the first half here, but this is where you want to start putting together some wins for sure. So very curious to see how that's going to work out between the two of these teams.
Very true. We're not exactly in crunch time just yet, but you are very much correct that the time for storming and forming is nope. You need to be norming now. It's time to go ahead and kick things into high gear here in the mid-season. But yeah, we are currently paused at the moment. Zamps has initiated a pause. We hope everything's going fine for them. But while we're here, let's talk about these players. What do you think about our boys on the field?
Well, everyone tells me that the Jersey Jackals are definitely one of the teams to beat. Some very high ranks, high salary caps on the players for that team. So obviously, of course, down the line, gotta watch out for them. And a couple of names that I recognize, of course, from last time. I still remember like Doobie. I don't know if Steiner's still here or not, but definitely remember him from the last round. Players kind of making a mark in my mind. That's always a good thing, right? When you remember some of the players when you come back to watch them again. I don't know a ton about Valhalla. I have heard there are a couple of newer players on the team, especially on the front lines. So your vanguards maybe still kind of learning the competitive scene, still learning, the difference between just straight up ranked and a more organized league like this one. So, definitely looking to see how players will handle the difference there. But yeah, I think for Valhalla, I think Exitane was a player that I've heard called out a couple times. So definitely some high ranks across the board, definitely higher ranked than me. So I'll always love to see some of that interaction, especially because the range of ranks, we've got Eternity and Celestial, but we've also got some Grandmaster, some Diamond in the mix too. So big opportunities for them to learn from each other as well.
Absolutely. It's good to be memorable, Some people want to be original, but you know what? It's better to be memorable.
I guess it depends on the reason too, right? Like you want to be remembered for something good.
True. I didn't mention infamous. I said memorable for good reason. But yeah, no, we are checking out what's going on here. Hopefully, I'm not quite sure what happened with Jersey. I don't know if we have any updates from anyone. But we do have the pause is ongoing currently. A little bit of history for those who are not aware. We've got Exitane here on New England, bringing it back for us. We have seen some fantastic things this season out of both of these teams, to be honest. This should be an outstanding matchup between these two teams. I'm wondering whether New England is going to try and boom Prio. For those who have not seen him before, and for those of you that have, you may remember that. Oh, all right. we're restarting here. There we go. But drawing for now. But they will hopefully remember how dangerous of a force Prio was here last time around when we were casting. So it's really from what we ascertained, booming Prio would not be a bad idea if you're looking to secure yourself an easier victory and not have to slog through your team being permanently down 2 people because Prio decided that he, chose violence today.
I did see him bring in the Daredevil, and obviously door's not quite open yet, so hard to tell what they're really gonna play. I get trolled a lot in the spawn room, but Daredevil not nearly as strong as he was on release, not really the pick or ban hero that he used to be, especially back during like Ignite Grand Finals, but a very powerful hero in the right hands. And Prio, from what I have heard, it's definitely the right hands for a character like Daredevil, and especially if they're gonna stick to a map like Hell's Heaven, where he does succeed quite a bit, got a lot of flank routes there, so big opportunities for sure. The question though is what's really gonna stick here, and what are we really gonna see on the battlefield for map number 1?
Yeah, as much as you'd like to see Prio stick to something, unless you're on his team, you don't want him sticking to anything anywhere near you, respectfully.
Yeah.
The only thing you'd like him to stick to is the kill feed, and preferably the latter end of it.
Depending on whose side they're on, yeah.
If you're not on his team, if you are on his team, well, Prio taking those off angles and raining fire and brimstone down upon the opposing backline is always, not only is it good for them, but it's also fun to see, on stream as well. We here in production, we like our shows, we like our exhibition level plays and stuff like that. It gives us that warm fuzzy feeling, when we get to cast that live.
Yeah, gonna take some coordination, gonna have to keep an eye on your back line if that Daredevil comes out here. I did see, again, don't know if the ban phase is going to play out exactly the same, but I did see a lot of dive heroes being banned. Smart choices for Hell's Heaven, and it looks like they are going to take us back there. So, definitely a good choice to get rid of some things like I saw Spider-Man was banned, I saw Bucky was banned out as well. So good choices, but they did not ban the Daredevil, and I don't know if it's his first pick, but, obviously going to have to keep an eye on your strategist for sure, and let your team know when you're getting dove on, because that is going to be a recurring theme all map long.
So, regarding bans and saves, it looks like these teams have in chat come to a gentleman's agreement in order to go ahead and preserve the exact same bans and saves. For those of you out there who like to see a little bit of sportsmanship, we're seeing a little bit of sportsmanship out of both of these teams tonight. So, a little tip of the hat there. Good on you guys. Love to see it.
Yeah, and I do feel like you see that a lot too, even at like pro levels of play where, if a team misses a ban because they're kind of discussing it and they don't quite get it locked in, or there's some lag or something, a lot of teams will just call out in chat like, hey, we were trying to ban this hero, and a lot of teams will respect that and say, okay, we just won't play them. So, you do love to see that, even when there's a ton on the line, everything kind of on the table these teams are playing for, and they still respect each other. So, yeah, that you love to see that for sure.
It's always lovely. No matter the game, no matter the level, no matter where you are, it's talk about a warm fuzzy feeling. That'll definitely do it for you. But yeah, we're looking roughly the same here. I think that's all the same stuff.
Yeah, I think this is the same.
I think we're 1 for 1 so far.
Oh, I took a screenshot actually. Yes, they are sticking to the same setup here. So, Jersey is going to ban out Wolverine as their last one, which not a bad choice for Hell's Heaven. I'll take that. And then Hela is going to be the last ban for New England. Kind of interesting choice for this map, but, Hela has been strong basically since the beginning of Marvel Rivals. So, maybe kind of just one of those generally pretty good to ban, especially in this ban format. If your own team doesn't play her, then, yeah, definitely not a bad choice to round things out. But I like the bans from both sides. Even with the map pick being Hell's Heaven, both teams kind of looking out for some dive here. Interesting, though, that New England saved the Namor, then banned the Hela. So they're not going to go for the team up, but they want the Namor. I did find that a little interesting, at least.
I'm not judging.
I will provide a little bit of background there on the Hela ban. That's a specific ban for Prio.
Oh, okay,
That is
okay.
it.
There you go.
That is a yeah. That's a target ban right there on Priya. Yeah, they want nothing to do with that. It has been, we have seen it several times before. It is a force to be reckoned with, and we want nothing to do with it, respectfully.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of thought this has to be Target, right? Because that team up is insane and gets a lot of play in a competition. So yeah, I can definitely see it. But they will still take the Namor in even without the Hela. So not bad there. But yeah, again, you can never really tell what these teams are going to look like when the doors open. But I see a couple interesting things here. Thor coming out from the side of New England. I've seen him a lot more lately since Season 6 kind of hit. He's been getting these little tiny micro buffs here and there, and I feel like those have kind of added up to him being in a lot stronger of a position. But, you know, I just don't see him a ton right now, so I'd love to at least see him getting some action here.
Very true, very true. And we're about to get out of the gate here, and I mean, for those of you who are wondering, yes, Kit is cheering somewhere right now. At basic, every time a Moon Knight is selected, that's our former commissioner of this league. He cheers inside. Probably the only
Well,
reason
gonna
he
get
can play
some.
this game.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I can't blame him. Solid Marvel character and a solid choice here on Hell's Heaven. Already putting some big damage down onto the Jackals here. Getting snuck up on behind is New England here, but right now Exitane in the driver's seat on the Moon Knight. They have some good awareness here for sure. Checking behind them, and it's going to be a fight here for first cap. No KOs acquired quite yet here. A pretty long neutral game as far as Rivals is concerned, but just a little bit of tug of war for now while they build up some ults, and it is going to be that Moon Knight ult that comes out first, of course.
Absolutely. A little pincer to action there attempt from Jersey on the flank. Gets shut down and gives New England that leg up by 1.
Yeah, Hand of Khonshu comes down very quickly. You're going to see that charge over and over again. One of the fastest ult charges in the game and a huge part of playing Moon Knight. Overhead, the Rage of Ultron from the Ultron. Snicks there, raining down one more ult. So they've got a lot of fast ult charge heroes on the side of New England, and they're just going to let them go one at a time here. The Eternal Bomb on the ground from Pew Pew as well. No first cap, though. A very long and drawn-out first fight for the point here, but Jersey going to try to turn the tides here. Zamps overhead, Meteor M ready to go. Comes crashing down, does not make the mark here though, so we are trading once again. Eternal Bond now coming out from both sides. Jersey's got one on the ground as well, so Cloak and Dagger ults used up, but New England gonna respond, countered by the Fate of Both Worlds, and now finally here breaking through. Exitane will be the first one to go down at the hands of the Cloak and Dagger, but one more Hand of Khonshu for the road. It'll be Jersey on the first cap here.
And fantastic stuff coming out from these teams. Amazing sustain coming out from both sides. But Jersey getting the upper hand here with a pick onto Liren.
Yeah, and that's kind of the question here is how long are they going to be able to hold this for? They've got one ultimate, they've got a Horn of Proteus ready to go here. New England's got a couple though, but if they keep finding these picks here, Zam on the Namor finding one onto New England as well. So Jersey going to remain in control here, and New England is going to turn tail and run for now here to try and regroup. Hulk back on the battlefield here, and 3 ults ready to go for New England. So they have the tools. They do have one pick there. Fat Jakey on the Magneto takes out the Venom, and they are going to capitalize on here. Rage of Ultron yet again. Again, you know, fast ult charges here. You're going to see them over and over again, but not a lot of KOs in that KO feed. It is looking dim out there. Tumbleweeds flowing through, while Jersey still in control and almost 50% of the way captured.
Absolutely. That opening pick there on to Doobie, getting them that opening on the Venom in order to get in and take this point.
Now Exitane on that Moon Knight, getting some motion here. Double KO for him, and he rains down the Hand of Khonshu. 2 picks, now making 3 off the ultimate. Jersey falling apart here as they reach about 65% of the way captured here, but New England starting to take control. They will get the retake here for the first time in this match. Very, very solid fight for them.
Hard work to get it done, but 67% on the board here for Jersey is going to put a big old roadblock in their way if they're looking to go ahead and take this map.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge first take for sure. New England now going to be losing a few cards out of their hand here. They do have that World Breaker ready to go. That's Dragon Lord on the Hulk. Jersey's got 3 ults, though, so I'm looking for them to kind of come back with a vengeance here. Exitane trying to zone him out here, throwing down the Onks just to get some extra damage rolling here. Spread that out here while he also charges. Hand of Khonshu coming down yet again. Very tight on the point is this one. Going to try and just discourage Jersey from trying to even grit onto the point here so they can hold it and make up some of this distance between the two teams there. Horn of Proteus comes overhead, does find the Cloak and Dagger. Pew Pew stun for a couple seconds here, but no follow-up from Jersey here. There's an Eternal Bond coming out from the Jackals once again. New England about to pass that 50% capture progress here, and they are on a roll here, still holding on to this point. So both teams have pretty good defense, right? Once they're in control, it takes a while for the other team to kind of take it back from it. But right now, New England looking pretty strong on this defense.
Absolutely fantastic stuff coming out here from both teams, but New England's been able to hold this and take that fantastic amount of space with that Hulk.
Yeah, I mean, it is a ton of pressure here. World Breaker, you gotta back off almost immediately. And when there's a Meteor M overhead too, a lot to watch out for from this New England team. They are hungry, and Fangs bared here, 75% and still ticking upwards is that capture progress for New England here. Jersey's got to find a pick to try and get their foot in the door here, but they just don't have it quite yet.
Absolutely, and that Strange Portal coming out here to get that final contest onto point. Those picks on them really going to set them back by a little bit here, but they're back on point, and here we go.
Yeah, feels like death by 1,000 cuts here, and it is going to be final fight territory for New England to take point number 1 here. Big hand of Khonshu onto the portal, so countering the Strange Portal right away. A lot of damage to try and walk through, but they will take out Exitane. Moon Knight back to spawn for now. Jersey's got a little bit of an opening here to try and make some progress, but New England still in full control here with half of Jersey offline. I don't think they're going to be able to take this one back.
Absolutely not. They tried to get through that portal at the very last second, and it closed on them. Oh my goodness. You don't love to see it.
No. I mean, a great effort. You know, Strange Portal, very smart, good for the recontest for sure. But, you know, Exitane, perfect timing on the Moon Knight ult there. Had those chained back to back, really just on cooldown almost. Of course, you know, one of the fastest ult charges in the game. It's a super weapon, really, for most teams, especially on the DPS side. You know, Moon Knight kind of shifted in the meta over the last season or so. You saw him a lot with Siegebreaker comps, where when a team was running something like Triple Vanguard, Triple Strategist, you would see him being used for that big damage output to try and break through those walls. And now players that are really good with Moon Knight just get to utilize him full force here. So big stuff there. But Jersey, you know, not too far behind. They did get about almost 70% captured. So definitely in the rearview mirror for New England, but a very, very good point number 1 for them.
Absolutely. I mean, we're going to go ahead and see if they can go ahead and crack this this Exitane front line here, because they need it. I mean, they've got the Hulk in their face the entire time. We were seeing them getting forced back and really just dying to picks over and over and over and over and over again. They were consistently down at least 1 to 2 people for almost every single team fight.
Yeah, it didn't really end in an ace every single time, but the 1 or 2 picks over time kind of creates this mountain that's so hard to climb. But already New England finding the first KO. That's Lear in there on the Luna Snow, taking down 1, and it's one of the tanks for a Jersey. So big opening in their front line here. That's going to let New England take the first cap this time. So big momentum here for this New England team coming on to point number 2. Jersey, though, they do have 3 ults ready to go. They're going to have a 4th one there when Prio gets the Daredevil ult. So they're going to come in pretty aggressive here, since New England really doesn't have a lot of options, and Zam gonna find a pick on the name or somewhere in the back hallways. So already here, New England gonna be in trouble on defense here.
Absolutely, and ult's coming out here. I mean, they're going to go ahead and get the pick on the Goldfish from Exitane. Khonshu taking him down.
Yeah, I mean, it all kind of comes down to this opening salvo here from Jersey, and it's already kind of being deflected by New England. Exitane again, Hand of Khonshu coming in at the right time here. Though the Feast of the Abyss coming out from Doobie. They're going to try to get something on the board here, but all that's going to fill that KO feed is orange here for New England, and it's Exitane again leading the charge. Luna Snow and Moon Knight together, picking up all the KOs here. Liren, at least a double KO, I believe, if I'm reading that KO feed right. Big stuff here on point number 2 for New England. I mean, they, you know, not quite 50% yet, so still a lot of time to play this point out. But right now, New England looking very solid here on Hell's Heaven.
Was Luna Snow a duelist all along? I mean, you never know. You never know. You never know.
my favorite DPS in the whole game for sure. But she does have some good damage output, and people do overlook that sometimes. She can kind of take you by surprise here. Pressure now coming out from Jersey. Prio on that Daredevil up in New England's face there, trying to find a pick, but they can't quite put it together, and now New England has a whole arsenal of ults here ready to go, but the first one, of course, that hand of Khonshu yet again. Doobie will finally take out the Luna Menace, but Exitane gonna make it an even trade here. Zamps back to spawn for now, and that's a whole slew of ults from New England on the board as well. Meteor M from Jakey overhead doesn't find its mark here, but does give them that that zoning pressure they need to try and hold this point out of. That is the name of the game here, but there goes Exitane. Moon Knight, the weapon here for New England, back to spawn for now. Jersey does at least get a few points of capture here, but New England taking it back so quick, I barely had time to even see it.
Absolutely hard work coming out here as Dragon Lord finds the pick out onto Kava. And, I mean, Prio answering with a trade back onto Jakey, and Jersey are going to go up by 2.
Yeah, kind of finding the flow here a little bit. It feels like Prio keeping it, racking up those KOs there. Zamps as well will find one on the Doctor Strange. Now Jersey getting into the rhythm of this match. They'll make the retake here, 25% and on the move, but they are fighting single fight territory basically this entire time. If New England wins one team fight, it's pretty much over here on map number 1.
Absolutely, and oh my goodness. In emphatic, absolutely emphatic fashion from this team.
Yeah, I mean, very, very gritty, and New England definitely showing they are not willing to give up there. Again, hand of Khonshu, but Doobie ready there, sneaky on that Venom on the wall, taking them down as they walk through the door here, or try to walk through those front doors to get this point. There's the Bait of Both Worlds from Lyra now on the point, and the whole team is going to try and converge on it here. If they win this fight, they'll take the map, and that might just be what they do here. 4 members of Jersey down. Prio and Doobie left, no strategists on the field to keep them alive. They will go back to spawn. New England will find the flip here. There is a Doctor Strange portal, but I don't think it's been long enough for them to recharge it. No, it is not, and New England will take Hell's Heaven.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
All things considered, for a little bit of exposition here, I mean, Jersey were the favorite, were supposed to be the favorites going into this. And New England has been just just a wall, an absolute wall. Exitane there on our map MVP. Well deserved with what we've seen from that Moon Knight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely sensing a bit of a Moon Knight ban potentially coming in on map number 2 here, especially 30-4 overall with 15 final hits. So 50% conversion rate and 28k damage just off of 2 points of Hell's Heaven. I mean, insane numbers for this New England squad. Of course, Jersey, you know, still not that far behind, still in there contesting both points that they fought it out on, but just not enough to convert to themselves for this map. So definitely some room to make up some ground here. But yeah, I mean, it is kind of a surprise to see New England come out of the gate swinging. You know, every time I'm around or every time I've watched matches, I always hear a lot of people talk about Jersey being one of those teams to beat. And right now, New England is finding the answers they need.
Very true. And, you know, you love to see it. Jersey has had a history of a little bit of loading time sometimes, a little bit of buffering going on. So you never know. We could see a resurgence here from Jersey as they go ahead, or surgence, however you want to look at it, as they go ahead and break into this series, look to break into this series. But yeah, we are taking a quick bio right now for those who are wondering. So you get to hear more of us. You get to hear more of Diatonic. And we know it's a pleasure. It's an honor. It's a privilege. We love having you here.
Well, hey, thanks for having me back. I mean, the last match I had was really fun. This one so far turning out to be a banger for sure. Kind of a surprise matchup here. But, you know, again, this Jersey team not that far behind. I would definitely say we're not going to see just 3 maps out of this BO5 series. But, yeah, I mean, there's some questions that the Jackals have to find answers to here. I mean, you know, I kind of saw it like clockwork there. Once New England had control at that point, it was all pressure all day long. They had that Hulk moving up there, jumping all the way into the back line of Jersey and just wreaking absolute havoc, doing what you would expect Hulk to do in a fight like this. So yeah, Dragon Lord on that Hulk, putting in some serious work there. Of course, Exitane on the Moon Knight, can't overlook the plays there as well. Hand of Khonshu up all the time. I mean, I fully expect to see Moon Knight banned out wherever we go for map number 2. But yeah, I mean, just they got to find a way to get around this pressure, to kind of dig their heels in more and fight back when that Hulk is up in their face. But man, what do you do when those green fists are flying your direction?
Very, very true. In canon and out.
Right.
But yeah, no, we've got we looks like we'll be heading on here into map 2 here in just a moment. And you know what, you love to see this, honestly, from a what is almost an entirely new roster here from New England. It's not very often we get to see it. You know, you have this story that's always told about the new roster. Well, you know, their first couple matches are a bit rough. You know, they struggle to find that footing. New England goes, no, it's not going to be like that. We're going to come storming right out of the gate. Please, by all means, we're here for it.
Yeah, I'm like dying to hear what the comms are like, because that to me is indicative of a really strong shot caller on the team. Somebody that's like, hey, here's what we're gonna do. Here's how we're gonna run this fight. You're gonna do this, Hulk. You're gonna just jump up in there and just start smashing. I mean, that's, you know, I would love to hear what it sounds like, because you gotta have communication, especially when you're a team that's still kind of learning to mesh together. You know, they're definitely subverting my expectations, and I think a lot of people, for them seeing that half of their squad is new to the team. So definitely a very strong statement on map number 1. But map number 2, we are headed for Heart of Heaven for some convergence action. A very interesting map, kind of a weird weave of some paths and some upstairs and downstairs. This one can get a little bit confusing, so definitely buckle up and eyes open for this one, because it can be a bit hectic.
Very true. But going in here into Heart of Heaven, what do you think? Which team here might have the upper hand over the other?
Well, I'm going to assume that Jersey's got the map pick. So I hope that they have some kind of strategy planned, or some kind of playbook specifically designed for this map as a counter pick. You know, we're jumping into some picks and bans very early on. I'm seeing some pretty similar stuff here to map number 1. The Jersey banning the Spider-Man straight away, which is pretty interesting. You know, I don't think I see first ban Spider-Man too often, but this is MRC ban style. So when you do ban a hero, it bans it for the whole lobby. It's not just for your opponents. If you've watched Marvel Rivals Ignite before, like that ban system. So there's some different strategies here, but you know, overall, Heart of Heaven, I am surprised, unless they don't have a Spider-Man player on Jersey, because there's some decent off-map angles you can get with Spider-Man and just pull people right off the cliff.
I will say this, a little bit of lore on this ban. That Spider-Man ban is targeted at our boy Snicks. Snicks is considered to be an absolutely lethal Spider-Man. And yeah, that Spider-Man ban is pretty much par for the course for every match I think I've ever seen the guy in. So whatever he does on that character, I've never gotten to see it because no one ever lets him play it. But it must be terrifying enough to warrant a first ban every single game.
Well, you know, I have to give it to the teams banning the Spider-Man. I have seen a lot of teams go up against Spider-Man mains that do not ban him and then live to regret it. So I do like to see that they're at least being aware of that. But a couple of hit scan bans coming in from New England. They're taking out Phoenix and Hela. They're going to wrap it up with the Daredevil ban as well. I think he did pretty well on Heart of Heaven, considering they came out around the same time. And usually when the hero and the map drop together, you do see those heroes having some advantages on that map. Jersey, though, they also are going to ban, they've got one dive ban. They did ban out Bucky again, but they are also going to ban the Cloak and Dagger. I do feel like Eternal Bond came in pretty handy for New England on map number 1, but I do think that Jersey used Cloak and Dagger quite a bit too, so maybe they just didn't feel like it jived with the strategy, or not feeling it tonight. But either way, they do give up Cloak and Dagger to take it away from New England. So Jersey, they will save Gambit. We do have Gambit on the table, which, as a person that watches a lot of pro matches, I can say I love to see Gambit, even though he is quite strong, but you don't see him a ton depending on what kind of tournament or what teams you're watching. So, you know, I'm very curious to see how that plays out here too.
I've got to say, I've seen my fair share of Gambit just here in URMR. I don't even play the game, and I hate him. Not a fan, not even remotely. But yeah, the Gambit Loki team up there, we've seen some absolute, I'd say we've seen some magic come out of it, but we see some Gambit come out of it, really is what it is. So, but here we go. We are away here in just a moment, and I would absolutely love to see Jersey's answer here, their response to New England. Jersey, you know, as I mentioned before, getting started a little bit slow sometimes, but when they explode onto the scene, they arrive, and they arrive hard and fast.
Yeah, I mean, exploding onto the scene for sure. Kava already 25% of the way to that Loki alt charge. So if you thought last round a lot of fast alt charges, you're going to see a lot more here. Both teams running very similar cores there, that dual Gambit Loki comp here, but it is New England on that first KO here. They will find first blood on map number 2 and already contesting for checkpoint number 1 here. So you see that same pressure, right? New England finds one pick and they sink their teeth into it. They will take every mile you would give them with just a single inch here, and they are going to keep it rolling. It's going to be a 2-for-1. They'll lose Exitane, but they will take out a 1 support and 1 tank from Jersey here, though Jersey fighting back here, but New England, they can't quite get the Valhalla off of the point here, halfway to that first checkpoint, but now the magic coming in from Zam, and just as quickly as she got here, back to spawn, 60 seconds in, 2 ticks already. Zam's going to open the portal, and they will try to stop New England from grabbing this first checkpoint.
Old move there coming out from Zamps on the Strange. Gonna try and get that point presence. It might happen. It could happen.
Does at least manage to get out of the hand of Khonshu here, but we saw all this last time too. The Moon Knight all right on top of the portal to slow down that roll here. Jersey is trying on the defense here, but New England will grab that first checkpoint here. They got 5 minutes on the clock to keep this rolling, and that they will. 1 more KO for them, as now we are on to checkpoint number 2. Now this is where this map can get kind of like a mess of tangled cords. You've got an upstairs bridge, you've got a downstairs pathway, so it can get pretty hectic here. Definitely going to take some teamwork and some call-outs to try and keep these teams from getting too split up.
Absolutely, and we've seen Prio exactly on this map before, right in the same place. Bro loves to play his off angles, and it works fantastically.
Yeah, came right out of the smoke with that Galactic Legend, though. A lot of sustain from New England, just not enough to stop that Legend in the sky here. Prio and Zam will pick up some double KOs here. Most of New England down, and finally, Prio shut down by Exitane here, but the damage already done. Most of New England going back to spawn. Both teams playing their ults a little bit closer to their chest here so far on this map. 5 ready to go for New England, 4 on the side of Jersey there. Zamps doesn't even need the Meteor M. Will find the Moon Knight, so now New England staggered out here and missing a key piece of the strategy. Doobie on the Feast of the Abyss here, trying to get some of that heal cut onto New England, and they're going to try to converge here. Zam on that Dark Child as well, but New England just not going down. A ton of sustain for them, and there is the Raging Royal Flush now. Gambit not folding here for New England. That's the first one. They don't have the Loki ult ready to go to get a second, but maybe more than enough here to at least keep them on the payload.
Absolutely, and we have the contest here from Prio, not able to get anybody and almost falling there, actually.
I mean, really going to bat for the rest of the team here, while New England does reconvene here on the cart, and Dragon Lord over to the Garroot now will find one to keep the ball rolling. Halfway to checkpoint number 2 and still 3 minutes on the clock here. A bit of a slower roll than checkpoint number 1 for sure. That momentum kind of fading, but Jersey not able to throw enough of a wrench in here to stop them, as Exitane again on the Kava. The Loki sent back with the 2, so God of Mischief for Jersey going to be offline for a little bit here. Meanwhile, New England's got 3 ults ready to go here, but they are going to try and hold on to them as long as they can. They don't even need them right now. 2 more KOs for them, while Jersey still trying to catch up in the ult economy game.
And it's unfortunately an uphill battle for them as they try to go ahead and crack New England here in any way they can.
Yeah, they definitely managed to shave off some time here. Even if they clear this checkpoint, they're not going to be able to get all the way back up to 4 minutes as the starting time. So they have at least made a dent here, and Jersey going to try to find a foothold here. Gambit all coming out from Kava now off of that God of Mischief copy. So team buffed up for sure, but it is still not enough here. Exitane finding the Gambit on the side of Jersey. So that's 1 Royal Flush sent back to spawn here. Jersey going to even it out just a little bit, but inches away from checkpoint number 2 and the time refresh. I will say though, Jersey, they are falling here 1 by 1, but they have found a way to get some time off the clock here for New England. So gonna get a little bit tighter of a fight here as we head for checkpoint number 3.
Very true, and I mean, Jersey really trying to eke out everything that they can get out of this, and New England finding the way out over them.
Yeah, I mean, they've been sitting on single-digit meters for New England to get that time refresh. They will have it, but Jersey able to hold on to it and shave off about a minute of their overall time. So 3 minutes is what New England has to try and get this thing to the very end here. They've held on to their time pretty well, but they're going to be playing without ults at least for a little bit here. Jersey, meanwhile, going to have 3 and a 4th one when that Loki ult finishes charging before too long.
Jersey's finally found that upper hand, and it will hopefully play for them well. If you're a Jersey fan, there you go. We're not caster cursing. But big things here soon to come in this next team fight.
Yeah, kind of looking for an opening here. They really need to pick somebody off here. Maybe the Invis. Pew Pew definitely going to have that invisible boundary up before too long here, but it's going to be New England that finds the pick onto the Punisher there. So now they will try and converge, but Zam coming in huge with the magic ult here. Fear that Dark Child triple KO onto New England, and Zams will pick up one in the back line as well. So New England kind of sent scrambling here. 2 minutes on the clock and counting. So if Jersey were going to try to lock in that defense, now is definitely the time to start.
And yeah, absolutely fantastic play coming out there, securing Jersey that foothold they've been looking for.
Yeah, I mean, big value off of one ult. They've got plenty more where that came from here. They are all flying Kava on the Loki ult as well. Jersey throwing everything they've got. Overhead Meteor M from Jakey. Won't find its mark, but they do manage to take out the Punisher on the side of Jersey. Yet again here, time ticking away. 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go here. New England not able to get this card pushing. Jersey contesting it. Feet planted firmly on that payload to try and stop them. But how long can they hold this for? Doobie going back to spawn here, 1 for 1, one Vanguard on each side taken down, but New England health bars full here as they are looking to round one of the last corners of this map, but they are running out of time.
They very much are. Jersey has really put a stop to them, but Jakey does find that pick out onto Zams. Could be the opening that they need.
Yeah, an ult economy for both teams, almost kind of like the Great Depression out here. We do have a Rage and Royal Flush for Jersey ready to go. New England doesn't have a lot in the tank here. They're going to have a Hand of Khonshu ready to go, but it is going to be kind of a neutral push at the very end here to try and get this thing across the finish line. Of course, if you're Jersey, you just want to stop them. You don't want that window of opportunity to close here. Zam coming in huge again on that Dark Child ult right into the back line of New England and swinging the blade every direction. Another triple KO there for the Magic. Full ace for the Jersey Jackals here as they will find the defense they've been looking for all map long. And now New England on the back foot with just 20 seconds left to go. What can they do to get back in this fight? One Loki clone down and a Loki ult for New England. They are going to try and push this thing, but they got to get to the payload here. Jersey in control for 5 more seconds here. New England's got the bodies to do it. They've got the ults to do it, but Prio on that Punisher, one taken down. Jersey, meanwhile, the Loki respawning there. That's Kava, but New England coming in huge here at the last second. That is Dragon Lord on a triple KO with the Groot responding in kind here. No time left, just overtime here, but New England may have this last push. A lot of Groot walls coming up, and there is nobody from Jersey here. They can't get there in time. Gambit going for the dash, but just not enough. Now Jersey will have to clear the map just to stay alive here on map number 2.
I mean, fantastic stuff coming out there. I mean, perseverance there is all I can say from New England. You know, they get stopped there for a little bit. Jersey comes in with the ults. You get the team wipe, and New England came back, answered back, and did not stop all the way through. You love to see it, but now you got to do it from the other side. What happened? What happened one way's got to happen the other.
Right now, the defense up to the task here. Jersey on attack, and so far, this Jersey team, New England has not found an answer for Zam's magic. I mean, every single time that Dark Child goes off, at least 3, 4, 5 KOs every single time. So definitely something they're going to have to find an answer for. Jersey, I think they want to play around that more. Protect your magic. Make sure that she's able to get right in that back line, take out every healer New England's got, and then just collapse in on them. So a lot, I think, of this offensive run for Jersey is going to revolve around that magic. Prio finding a little bit of the flow here on the Punisher as well. So if this DPS line for the Jackals can lock in here, I think we can at least expect maybe a round number 3 on this map, but it it is all going to come down to that damage output.
Very true, and both of these teams perfectly capable of bringing that big DPS out. You know, we've got stars on both sides, shall we say.
Yeah, absolutely. In Jersey, they did adjust the comp a little bit here, so it's traditional 2-2-2 straight up, but they do have that Loki Gambit combination here, so that we're going to be looking for a lot of Gambit ults yet again on the back half here of Heart of Heaven. And Jersey on the attack now, 30 seconds in already. They're at least up to the door here, but they haven't found the breakthrough quite yet here. That New England team, I feel like every time I look at the HUD, their health bars are almost completely full, and Jersey kind of like Swiss cheese sometimes, so definitely got to watch the sustain on the side of Jersey here. They just need some more damage output. They got to play through, but Prio will find Exitane headshotted on the Punisher there. So Moon Knight sent back, but they will fight right back. Dragon Lord picking up a lot of KOs this map. A big hero for New England, finding another one on that Groot here. So Kava does have that God of Mischief already. It's a copy onto the Gambit ult. So team Gambited up and ready to go there. Pew Pew though, invisible boundary coming down to keep that team alive here on the defense, and it's working out for Jersey right now. Even with that invisible boundary, they find the damage here. They'll break through. Several members of New England hurt and bleeding out here. Kava and Prio filling up the KO feed now. They will find the breakthrough, at least one tick down, while New England sent scrambling. So maybe not as quickly as New England unlocked the payload here, but Jersey is seriously in contention here.
Very seriously, and we love to see it. I mean, they're looking like the Jersey we saw earlier. And the Strange Portal coming straight out here from New England, but nobody coming through it, and it closes.
Yeah, I think they got cold feet about it. They were trying to get it there in time to contest one more time, but just couldn't do it. And they said, "Hey, just swap off. We'll run it. We'll run it from here." So New England, unfortunately, does lose that checkpoint number one here. Jersey's got 4:30 on the clock, so a little bit less time than New England had in the same position on the first half of the map here. But Jersey is finding a little bit of momentum here. They feel a little bit more confident so far here on the attack. They've got a couple ults ready to go here. Groot almost ready to go for Zamps as well. So they've changed up the comp just a little bit here, a couple swaps here and there, but New England still gonna run that triple support for now. A hand of Conchu coming in from Zam now, putting some damage down, and will find Dragon Lord. So Groot, unfortunately, drawing back from the twig here, but Moon Knight v Moon Knight, and it is Exitane on the Lord Moon Knight, taking it down Zam.
Absolutely, and fantastic work there coming up from both of these teams. Those trades going to be massive for them here playing forward in this team fight.
Yeah, Jersey definitely not going to give up on this map here. Judge, Jury, and Executioner. Final judgment for Prio here. Big damage onto him. A good response from New England. They will take him down. Exitane on the triple, make it a quad, and looking for even more here. That Moon Knight absolutely deadly. Still no Moon Knight ban. I am a bit shocked by that here, but New England, at least for now, they're able to find some defense here. So screeching to a halt, but New Jersey, plenty of time for them to get back up and get back in the fight.
Very true. Exitane absolutely doing work out there. 9 to 5, all in one shift.
Yeah, entire corporation's worth here. 3 minutes to go. New England, no ultimates ready to go. They will have that God of Mischief. Both teams gonna have Loki ults ready to go. And of course, they're both gonna take Raging Royal Flush. So both teams now buffed up and ready for a big brawl here. But Prio on that Punisher will take him down with a smoke grenade on that Groot. So Jersey gonna make it a 1-for-5 here on the back of Zam. Coming in clutch on the Moon Knight now. Played the magic, now playing the Moon Knight, and didn't even need the hand of Conchu to do it. It is all Steven Grant here, or Mark Spector, whoever you want to call him, but 4 ults still ready to go for Jersey on the attack here. They are holding a lot of cards as they approach checkpoint number 2.
Very, very true. And I mean, once again, not as big of a time bank, but definitely have the momentum necessary as that pick up 2 immediately.
Yeah, very, very quick response from the New England defense here, and it's all left clicks all day long for a New England there. Dragon Lord again appearing in your KO feed. Both teams 5 ultimates ready to go. It's just the Loki ults they don't have access to here, but the question is who is going to pull that trigger first? It is going to be Jersey. Rage and Royal Flush, the real one, coming from both sides now as both teams going to move in for a brawl here, and a bloody brawl it will be. Hand of Khonshu coming down from Exitane once again here, but Doobie will pick up a huge meteor in there. Big Magneto plays from Jersey here as they will turn the tides. They will grab checkpoint number 2, and they will take that ace.
Yeah, you gotta love it. Even Jersey wasn't expecting how big that ult was gonna be. Massive props there to Doobie on the Nito. I mean, we popped 3 ults for what honestly was, it took out half the team with just one.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely 10 ults activated in that one fight, and it was all value all day long for the Jackals here. Just the kind of comeback they needed here as we are going out after checkpoint number 3. Prio there in the nest, setting up another turret here, and just trying to put some damage down while the rest of the team kind of pushes the cart up, catches up here, but Prio trying to get the pressure going here, but Pew Pew will take down Doobie on the invis, so 1 KO for the backline on New England here. Definitely not giving up. 2:15 on the clock as they're about a third of the way to this third and final checkpoint here, so it is going to be a race to the finish for sure.
Absolutely, trying to get that zoning out there. Get the speed that they need in order to get into this back line.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to how fast these teams can reconverge here. And as Jersey gets closer to the end here, they're going to have the longer walk back to the payload, and don't want to see that many ults sent back to your spawn here. That gives New England plenty of time to charge up their own. So that ult economy advantage that Jersey's going to have coming into this next fight can be dampened a little bit here. A lot of support ults for New England, so they're going to have some big sustain here as Jersey is going to look to try and get back in the fight here. Now, New England, I like the spacing here. I like the pressure. They are standing in front of the payload. That's going to cut Jersey off so they can't just get right back on the objective. They're going to have to win a team fight to get their big Groot ult coming out from Zamps now on the side of Jersey. Does grab several, but they don't follow up on it enough there, and it's going to be JK taking one down on the Magneto as well. So I like the idea from Jersey, right? Lock them down and then follow up, but they just don't have the ult econ to really follow up on that strangling prison. Meanwhile, New England now slowly gaining some advantages for themselves. They've got 2 ults, Jersey none online right now, and it's only 60 seconds to go here. So now New England looking like they are going to try and get in the driver's seat one last time.
If they need it, getting 2 up on Jersey is going to be a huge deal for them if they can actually end up doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it is going to take a bit of a miracle here. They do have the Gambit ult, so that Rage and Royal Flush definitely going to come in clutch here. New England not going to have access here unless Liren builds up that Loki ult pretty quick here. Meanwhile, Jersey, they are slowly gaining some ground here in the economics game. They will let the Rage and Royal Flush go here. It is going to be one last fight for Jersey here to try and take control here. Groot ult coming out from Dragon Lord on the side of New England. Again, not enough follow-up to find the KOs here, and now the odds are even. 3 ults for both sides here. A lot of hands of Khonshu here, but right now Jersey gonna take control of this last fight here. They'll win in a 4-for-1. They will take that sacrifice here. We're gonna go into overtime. They are probably gonna have to win one more fight here, but a very, very good comeback here at the last second.
Exactly what they needed in order to get themselves back into this end game. Can they go ahead and push on through?
Final fight territory here for Jersey, and a very early pick there from Jakey onto Zam. Not what you want to see at the last second here. Doobie goes up for the meteor in, but can't find the mark here. Lots of ults for Jersey, but those are quickly running out here, and they are running out of time. Still on the push here. Prio, though, coming in clutch at the last second here, taking down Pew Pew and Dragon as well. Snick's gonna fight back and make it at least a 2-for-1 here and buy themselves some time, but they cannot get Jersey off of this cart.
Jersey just sticking to this like glue. My goodness, the dominance.
They at least find a couple of KOs here, but we are going to go to round 3 as Jersey will push it across the finish line here. But both teams took it to overtime, so they're only going to get 60 seconds here. So it's going to be kind of a blitz, but beautiful stuff from that Jersey offense. Both sides really beautiful, beautiful plays for both of them here. A really close fight. Nothing I would really say is like, this is a serious issue that this team needs to fix. They just ran out of time and unfortunately lost the beat there at the last second. So man, it is a close one here. And this is just map number 2, keep in mind.
You love to see it, and the energy from these teams has been high this entire time. But I gotta say, one of my favorite things ever I like to see here from teams in URMR, as we have a pause coming out from New England for a moment, is that 60-second v 60-second overtime. The exact same amount of time. Who can pull it out? Who can do it better?
Yeah, and I mean, not just 60 seconds, but no time refreshes. Even if a team clears a checkpoint, you will not get that 230 or 130 refresh that you normally see. So you get 60 seconds to work with, and that's all you have. So push it as far as you can. I've seen teams clear the map again on just 60 seconds. I've seen teams not even make it to the checkpoint on 60 seconds. So it is truly up in the air as to who is going to be able to take this one home. So definitely, like I said at the beginning, I think kind of a chaotic map definitely can devolve into a lot of wild fighting, and that's what we've seen here. But both teams, a lot of grit, a lot of ability to find some heals to dig into and not give up too much ground. I mean, really solid stuff. Y'all were not kidding when you said this was going to be a very close one.
An absolute banger, if I say so myself. And I do. But make sure to go ahead and shout out your teams if you. We of course never will. We have no biases whatsoever. Neither of these teams is greater or less than the other one in our eyes, and never will be, no matter who wins, because we will not be responsible for that.
And if I do take responsibility, it's completely on accident. If I say something like, "Oh wow, really great play," and then they immediately fall apart, not my fault. I'm not liable for that.
My opinions are not that of a caster's. As a caster, I have no opinions and never have. We're above that here. We're more impartial than any judge.
I'd like to think so.
I listen. I work hard for it. Every time a team loses, every time I say, "Wow, what a great play," and then there's an immediate pushback from the other roster. I have a moment. I hold my head in my hands for a moment. I go, "It's all me. I did this to them." But yeah, no, we've got ourselves. I mean, I am hoping from also how about this? We'll say what we like, what we want to see from both teams. How about that? Nice and impartial. I'd like to see Jersey go ahead and secure that foothold for themselves here, in this series, and have that strong showing that honestly can not only help morale, but actually it has been proven to be, help people play better. What would you like to see on the side of New England?
I want to see more. I want to see more of what they got. I mean, they've shown some great plays both on offense and defense now. I mean, they can clearly play both sides, at least of Heart of Heaven. I'm curious what Convoy looks like for them because, even though there is a moving payload in that too, whole different ball game when it comes to a Convoy map. But, I liked New England's offense for sure. Very, very gritty. They like to get in the fights, get brawly with it. And they're playing again, for a team that's kind of new, right? Kind of lower chemistry than a team like Jersey that's played together all season long. I like that they're working together so well. That the Loki Gambit does take a little bit of coordination for sure. And they have shown that they've got some kind of shot calling behind the scenes. So I definitely want to see more of the team play from them.
Both of these teams have very strong shot callers going on there, and it is to be expected that these teams will show that strong team chemistry that you would expect from some of the best teams that we have here in United Rogue Marvel Rivals.
Well, 60 seconds on the clock for both teams here. Each one's going to get one more shot at offense here, and New England is first at bat. Jersey taking up some defensive positions here. New England going to run it straight up to the front door here of Jersey going to try to hold off New England, and they've only got 60 seconds, so not a lot of time to dawdle here while Jersey's kind of turtled up. New England going to threaten the point here, and caught. Zam will get caught there in the upper rafters of this first checkpoint here. No progress made so far on the payload, but New England standing strong on it and contesting. There's the first KO. Exitane taking out Zam on that Star-Lord, and that is a long walk back for defense. So the more you lose here, the less likely you are to have bodies on the point here. So two members of the Jackals already sent back here. Jakey will find one more, taking down Zams. Now overhead, hand of Khonshu from Exitane. He will charge it up. First here, no Moon Knight on the side of Jersey. So a big ult here to start off this New England offense. And again, unless Jersey can find some way to take away this overtime, New England is going to keep this thing rolling there on the roof. Moon Knight yet again here. Jersey sent back to spawn, and New England fully in control here. A couple members still trickling in from Jersey, but not for long here off of that strange portal they have thrown down yet again here. They will come through the portal though and try to make this one more recontest. The Loki on the side of New England taken down, and New England gonna bite right back here. 3 for 1. They will take those odds, and they will take checkpoint number 4 here.
Wow. I mean, they just keep trying to go ahead and beat Jersey down, and Jersey keeps coming back like the ghost of Christmas past. But but finally, New England managed to secure themselves the point, and now the real fight begins.
Yeah, I think that was the first time that I didn't see Exitane throw the Moon Knight all onto the portal. I think he's had it almost every time they've thrown it down. So a little bit of a hiccup there, but this New England offense picking up right where they left off in round 1 here, on the move yet again. Just a couple seconds of overtime left, so it is going to be just one fight here, but already Exitane's got a Moon Knight ult, and one more KO onto Prio, ready to go, and there comes the hand of Khonshu yet again here. Khonshu really got to get out of this fight, man. 76 at this point for New England here, as they are on a roll yet again. Snicks, Dragon Lord, Exitane, name a member of New England, and they are in your KO feed now, clearing a path forward for themselves, as that is a lot of free real estate.
I mean, Exitane with a super aggressive play there. Great payoff. Jumping over right into the back line, dropping the Khonshu, and going to town. You love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, holding nothing back here. And, you know, this is the time to do it, right? 1 second of overtime left here for New England. One kind of bobble here, and they are going to be done on this offensive run. But they have put down some damage here for sure. This is quite a distance to go with just 60 seconds here, especially we saw Jersey a little slower on the uptake for that offense in round number 2. So we will have to see how that goes. But it is going to be double Punisher ultimates here. Kava throws down that God of Mischief Loki ult to copy the Punisher ult. So a hail of bullets coming down onto New England, but not enough damage. They will find the breakthrough though. Triple overhead quad for Zam on the Galactic Legend, and there's the shutdown that Jersey needed. They will stop the bleeding here, but they basically need to clear 2 checkpoints with just 60 seconds. So quite a tall order here as we head to round number 4.
We absolutely do, and what a shutdown there from Zam on that Star-Lord. I mean, it just... You talk about a hail of bullets. It was fantastic work coming out there.
Yeah, I mean, you have 2 Punisher ults on the ground. You have Galactic Legend overhead. There's pretty much nowhere to hide. And even if you find a spot to hide, you know, Star-Lord mid-flight, he's probably going to find it. So, yeah, definitely good ult activation, good timing for Jersey to kind of lock in that hold here. But again, 4 checkpoints cleared for New England and 160 meters on that 5th. So it's quite a distance here. Jersey kind of needs to come out of this very aggressive, I think.
It is definitely going to be a slog. This is not one of those you'll win one team fight and you win this match.
No, definitely not, especially up against triple support like Jersey is playing into here. But New England definitely opting for the if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Both teams not really changing much coming into this last round here. But yeah, the sustain is going to be tough to get through, so they definitely need to come out of the gate swinging.
Absolutely, and they are going to look to do just that as this round begins.
You guys are actually here.
One last chance here for Jersey to try and close out the map. Door to victory open, but swiftly closing on them here. Moving down the staircase and towards that front door here is this Jersey offense. They were a little bit slow to uptake when they were on offense back in round 2, so they're gonna need to pick up the pace here. Already, though, threatening to start converging in, and Zam will keep it going there on the Star-Lord. 1 KO, and it's on to Exitane, so Moon Knight on a long trek back to the point here, while Jersey gonna move in very quickly. Exitane already over onto the Doctor Strange, though. Gonna get that portal spun up here. 20 seconds to go. Jersey looking to contest here. They will clear a path and start in on that first tick here, and they will find KO after KO. Now the problem is, as New England gets back up, they will be able to jump right through the portal. The big stuff coming out from Prio as well here as the Gambits, so plenty of KOs for Jersey here. New England gonna have to take some time to respawn and keeping it going here. Jersey will find some breakthroughs. Overtime in effect, but no Strange Portal. They will take checkpoint number 4 as well.
And here we go. We've got ourselves an overtime. Both of these teams, fantastic stuff.
And at this rate, basically, Jersey has to get to checkpoint number 5 in order to close out this map. But that will put them on the board here and stop New England from advancing to match point here. So definitely time to play in the clutch. And, I want to see what that clutch factor looks like for Jersey. They do have some things going for them. They're going to have a 6-ult fight on their hands here before too long. New England, though, they are not far behind in that ult economy game. So it's going to be a big ult fight yet again here between these two teams. Last time we saw this, 10 ults. And Jersey got the value out of it, so that's what they're going to be looking here going into this fight. And Prio will take down one. Meteor M off the board here for New England for this fight, as well as the Gambit and the Groot here. Big plays for Jersey. They'll find a huge breakthrough. I don't think it's quite enough to get them to that checkpoint, but New England not going to have a lot of time to reconvene here, and no Doctor Strange portal online for them. They already used it on the last checkpoint.
Absolutely, and here we go. I mean, Jersey's gone ahead and used up that ult bank, but New England is coming back in with absolute just devastation there in that ult economy.
Yeah, strap in. This is going to be a rough ride for Jersey here. A lot of ultimates coming out from New England, and already Groot falling. Zamson back to spawn for Jersey here. Exitane as well, going to take him down. So they do have a hand of Conchu coming in from Jersey here, but it is final fight territory for both of these teams, and Jersey losing so many members here. New England will find the stop, and they will take map number 2.
My goodness, New England 5-4. Talk about an absolute slugfest between these two teams. When you would think the scoreline in the series right now in maps is 2-0. Jakey with a great MVP there. We're seeing some fantastic work out of him. But you would think that this was just a raffle stomp by one team. It is most certainly not.
No, and you see that a lot of times in maps like this and in Marvel Rivals in general, where you gotta look at the scoreboard. Because yeah, if you look at just the map score, it's like, wow, New England absolutely demolishing Jersey here, but 5-4 overall score, and Jersey has a couple players putting in some serious work. Zam, 49 elims, 25 final hits, Prio, 50k damage put out, and 20 finals as well. So, you gotta look beyond just the map score to see just how close these two teams are. But ultimately, New England finding that huge stop there, a big ult slog after Jersey, they just ran out of time. They didn't have the ults to keep it going for those last 20, 30 meters. So a very, very close map number 2. But now New England will advance to match point. And, very hard to pick an MVP for that map, right? So many players on the docket to earn MVP, but Jakey being a newer player, I believe Diamond rank, impressive stuff considering he's up against Grandmasters and Celestials. I mean, big stuff from that Magneto on map number 2. So definitely one to watch out for in URMR for sure.
And Diatonic, I know I took away the scoreboard from you there. You can't see it on the screen, but did you see how much damage did he have blocked?
I missed it. The one number I was really interested in, I missed it.
Over 102,000 damage blocked in that match. By far the most. By about 30,000. Great stuff there coming out from him. And for a rookie appearance at Diamond 1, oh, that is an absolutely outstanding play coming out from him.
Yeah, I mean, definitely rank not indicative of the play that he is capable of. I mean, a 6-figure damage blocks number. I play a lot of Vanguard, so I've seen all damage numbers all across the board, and that is definitely one to raise the eyebrows for sure. I believe it. I mean, you didn't see him getting KO'd too many times in that map. Name not really showing up at the KO feed unless it was to grab a final hit for himself. So considering how much damage these two teams put out, I mean, 9 checkpoints played out in total, I definitely believe 100K. I mean, very, very impressive stuff. And again, another close match. I mean, it could go either way, right? This could end in 3 right here, right now, or we could go all the way to 5. It is truly up in the air. I don't know what's going to happen next. I really don't. And that is the kind of match I love to see.
I mean, it is. This could be, we could see a Jersey revival here. We could see New England with absolute domination. We've got Diamond 1 players pulling out the largest numbers in the match by far. This series is a cavalcade, absolute cavalcade of surprises for us here and for everyone watching. So we are nothing but happy to bring it to you.
Yeah, I mean, again, another banger match here. Can't overlook some of these players. You can't just look at the ranks, right? It doesn't always tell you the full story, same as the map score when you look at a match like this. But yeah, I mean, insane stuff to start things off. Love to see the play between both of these teams. We are headed for some convoy action next, and it looks like we are headed to Yggdrasil Path. I feel like this is kind of the baseline convoy. I think a lot of teams like this map. A lot of teams will fall back on it as a counter pick, so no shocker here. But that's the question is, are we going to see triple Vanguard, triple support, the classic for a convoy map like this, and just try to lock them down? I wouldn't be too surprised.
I consider this map to be the old faithful of Marvel Rivals. Every game has one. Overwatch is King's Row, and I believe this is the map for Marvel Rivals. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's just how I see it. So a fitting map 3 here for both of these teams.
Yeah, definitely a good middle ground for a lot of teams. A lot of them prep on this map. A lot of teams know how to play it very well. I mean, it's been played for a long time, and so yeah, I'm definitely curious to see what we're bringing to the table here as we get into draft phase, and already quite a few different things coming out here. Jersey not gonna go for the Spider-Man ban to start things off. They will ban out Groot. Yggdrasil Path, I like the Groot ban. There's plenty of choke points and opportunities for those Groot walls to be absolutely devastating. So I like to see that coming out. New England first banning the Gambit. So they will take the Royal Flush off the table for now, and they're also going to ban the Hela as well. We've seen them do that several times here. We haven't seen a lot of Winter Soldier in this series so far, and New England going to save Bucky here to start things off as well. So quite a bit of a change up here as we head into map number 3 in terms of the draft.
Very much so. What do you think is going to be the plan B there coming out from Jersey with that Gambit being banned out?
Yeah, so we definitely saw them play through it without Gambit. I think on map number 1, I think he made it through as well. Either he was a save or just didn't get touched at all. It looks like not a lot of strategist bans here. The Cloak and Dagger's off the table for both teams, but I feel like Jersey haven't really utilized her too much. Oh, wow, they're going really after the strategist. They're going to take out Invis as well here. So, I don't know. It's risky for sure to ban a lot of strategists when those bans affect both sides of the board here. It's definitely going to push a lot of these strategist players deeper into their hero pool. But, obviously Goldfish put in a lot of work on that last map on the Gambit. Definitely helped carry Jersey to that round number 4. But hovering the Luna as well, never a bad choice. I mean, there's definitely some other things on the table here. Loki is not banned, so if they wanted to go for another kind of strategist-focused team comp, they could go for Loki Adam Warlock. I mean, there's some interesting stuff in the backline. I haven't seen anybody play Strat Pool yet, so we could see some Deadpool in the backline too. It does look like New England maybe gonna go for the Van Pool though, with Jeff in the backline and Luna. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely gonna challenge the strategists a little bit when you've got that many banned, but I feel like a lot of the strategists in this matchup have plenty of heroes in the back pocket, so maybe not as devastating as you might think.
Very true, and I do have to go ahead. I've been glazing New England far too much. For the Jur stands out there, a hearty Jur mentioned to you all. It has to happen. It lifts their spirits. It gives them at least +10 to charisma immediately. It's what you want to see.
Well, hey, I mean, the Jackals have fought hard in this series for sure. They're down 2 maps here. They do need to lock in a reverse sweep to take this series, but they have played very well, probably the best that they can. Again, no big kind of standout issues with this Jersey team. It's just they're losing at critical moments, and they just need to string some more team fights in their favor. Both teams gonna go for some Vanpool action here. Deadpool in the front line on both sides here, as definitely changing things up. Pew Pew over onto Jeff, and Exotane onto the Psylocke. So we've seen them play a lot of different heroes here. Very deep hero pools for them, and not affected by that ban phase too much. We do see Dragon Lord gonna lose the Groot, unfortunately, and Prio gonna find one. Exitane already down and back to spawn here, but they are on attack, so not too far of a walk. But yeah, Prio gets the Phoenix this time. She was banned on the first 2 maps, so there's a lot of new questions on the table here for both of these teams to try and answer.
I feel like you've spoken some things into existence in this matchup. It's just me saying it. I don't mean to be that guy.
Yeah, I have that effect sometimes. It does happen, and yeah, there's some nasty stuff here to watch out for. We already did see the that big test coming out from Dragon Lord, that Deadpool ultimate, of which there are 6 different names, by the way. Thank you, NetEase, for giving me 6 ults to memorize for 1 hero. But here we are. Anyway, lots of ults coming out for both teams here. 9 on the board total. Unfortunately, Prio is back in spawn, so no in-song Inferno here. They may not need it though. Zamps finding 1 on the Magneto. New England gonna pop everything here. Veda both worlds on the floor here. Noveda over onto the Bucky, so Kraken impact online. I don't know if Noveda got the reset off of it though. Overhead, Jakey on that Meteor M got to watch out for that Magneto. Put in a big work there on Heart of Heaven last map, but Prio so far on that Phoenix. I definitely understand why the Phoenix has been banned for a couple of maps now.
Oh yeah, oh absolutely, with these 2 teams.
So, New England off to a pretty good start here. I mean, over 2 minutes off the clock here, but they are standing on that first checkpoint here, so they can definitely get their clock back up to almost 4 minutes if they can find another breakthrough here. But Jersey in control of the payload here. They are looking to lock in the early defense here. They do not want that offensive blitz that New England brought to them on the last map here. Both teams kind of low on resources here. In-song Inferno ready to go. Prio got staggered out, so brings that back into this fight. Exitane's gonna have a hand of Conchu, of course, back over to the Moon Knight. Still no Moon Knight ban coming through, and Jakey already on that Magneto, putting in some work here. I do see Pew Pew's over onto the Rocket as well, so definitely, again, another strategist that Pew Pew's got in the back pocket here. And Exitane double KO on the Moon Knight as well here. So New England, they're trying here, right? They're kind of throwing themselves onto this point, but they just can't quite get the breakthrough here, even on the back of another KO from Jakey here. And Deadpool in your area here. Fast shots coming out from Dragon Lord, and will find 1 here. That Vanpool puts out some surprising damage. I really feel like it catches people off guard.
I absolutely hate him. I despise him, and I hate reading his patch notes.
Yeah, definitely have to put on the Google Translate to read even just his kit. But yeah, already back up to that ultimate, ready to go for Dragon Lord once again here. Fate of both worlds, almost ready to go for Lyra in there. They will grab checkpoint number 1. New England stays alive on offense here, but they've only got 250, so Jersey, better defense so far, at least on Convoy.
Absolutely, but they're going to play really aggressive and get the pick out there onto Doobie.
And no ults used. They've still got both of them here. They're going to have Meteor M as well. So Jersey got to find some way to start getting a foothold here. But already, once again, a Deadpool ult coming out now onto Prio. And 1 shot missed from the Phoenix, enough to finish off Prio and send him back to spawn here. Meteor M as well for Jersey back in the starting zone here. Meanwhile, New England still on a roll here, halfway to checkpoint number 2, but they are rounding that corner towards that tunnel of doom right before checkpoint number 2, probably the hardest point of the map, maybe except for the very end for offense. So they're gonna have to find some resources here to push through, but Dragon Lord on this Deadpool making a big difference here for that New England offense.
Absolutely just harassing this back line. Not a fun look for them.
No, not at all here. Almost unchecked, and considering you can right-click sword bounce with that Deadpool and go straight to the back line here, definitely a menace, but this Jersey defense here coming up big. 3 KOs for them and 2 ults sent all the way back to square 1 here. So things gonna slow down as Jersey will find a stop. And again, New England running kind of out of time once again. They're really low on the time so far on this map number 3.
Absolutely, and quickly, Diatonic has been declared a psychic type in chat. You have predicted.
It happens. Yeah, I've seen this map a lot. I've seen a lot of these comps. You know, yeah, no shock when it comes to Yggdrasil Path. It is a very, very heavily played map here. And speaking of heavily played, lots of ults for both teams here. New England gonna empty their coffers here. Exitane will find a KO off of that hand of Khonshu, and they've still got plenty more where that came from. Kava over there gonna copy that Fate of Both Worlds, so they got some sustain here. But New England chasing Jersey through the Tunnel of Doom here. Dragon Lord leading the charge on that Deadpool again, and still holding on to that ultimate here. Liren throws down the dance floor as well for New England here, so they're going to try to push to the very end, but they are running out of time to do it here. Dragon Lord on the chase after the Phoenix and will get the KO here off of that Deadpool ultimate. So New England breaking through here. 1 minute and 45-ish seconds left to go, but this last bit of the map can be pretty defense coded, so I don't love to see the time, but hey, New England's been on a tear here since about halfway through the map.
Absolutely. I mean, it just getting stopped, coming back, and just throwing themselves right back into the thick of it. You'll love to see it.
Yeah, it is pressure, pressure, pressure for the Valhalla here as they are once again on the move. Only one ult ready to go for now, but it is a Kraken impact. Can be a big game changer here, but they may not even need it. So much pressure from New England now. They are already halfway to clearing out the map, and Jersey gonna have 2 ults ready to go here, but New England gonna have a CYA from that Rocket Raccoon, gonna have a hand of Khonshu as well, so that ult lead quickly dissipating here, and Brio can't get the Insong Inferno off here. Sent it back on. Zam gets the Horn of Proteus charged up and ready to go here, but again, these two teams are going to take it down to the wire here. Less than 60 seconds left to go. New England in control here, and they will find the break once again. Exitane and Noveda there figuring out the Kraken impact. 45 seconds left to go. 1 fight left. I don't know. It's going to be tough for Jersey.
And I mean, they're going to go ahead and just barely get back onto point. Point A2 there on the distance.
Now, less than 1 meter to go here, and Jersey will find the KOs there. Big Horn of Proteus. Zam will follow it up and take the Magneto down. Back to spawn. Deadpool ult on the board here, but very quickly shut down by Prio. Did not miss this time. What are you aiming at? I'm aiming at you, Wade. Sent back to spawn. 15 seconds on the clock and counting here. Prio, a big pick onto Exitane. Worst stagger at the worst time here, and Doobie will pick up one onto Pew Pew as well here. New England still contesting, but the bodies are running low here, and Jersey, the spawn is right there, so even if they get a random pick, they might still be able to get back up and in the fight here. Prio and Doobie once again coming in huge here for Jersey, and it all goes wrong for New England at the last second here. Pew Pew, the Rocket, the only one left standing, and New England cannot clear this one.
Lemony Snicket, series of unfortunate events coming right in there at the end. I mean, starting with a pick out onto Exitane, giving them that one-up in the fight, and it just did not go well at all there for New England at the very end.
Yeah, I mean, depending on what side you're on, right? Huge success or major tragedy with that pick. But yeah, the stun, unfortunately, at the worst possible time there. But plenty of map space for New England to find some defense here. We did see, Jersey's offense on convergence a little slower than New England, so maybe going to take them some time to get going here, depending on how things go in this first engagement. But Jersey do have a huge opportunity here. They can win the map right here and now. They will not have to go to extra rounds, but they basically need to clear it to win.
They certainly do, and it could definitely be a tough fight for them. It likely will be. But Jersey has pulled it out before. They've certainly reached deep into their bag of tricks and pulled out all sorts of fun and interesting things.
Yeah, I mean, these two teams have been very close, a very close race this whole series. And it feels like if New England has one kind of misstep or one slip, that's when Jersey can catch them out. Is this that opportunity? Kind of looks like it a little bit, but Jersey have to capitalize on it. I think both sides, both of these Deadpools, Doobie and Dragon Lord, have put in some work for both teams, creating a lot of space, putting a lot of pressure on, as you do in the front line on Deadpool here. So I think that's going to be a big key here as we head into round number 2. Jersey come out the gate swinging, dive right on to that payload, and Doobie taking charge here in the mix for the team. It's a long way to go, but Jersey have a chance here to take this map and stay alive in this series. But first KO going to New England. Dragon Lord shutting down one, but so far has not stopped that payload quite yet.
It certainly has, and they're looking for him back there, but he was not there at all.
No. I mean, one or two quick picks here to start things off, and Jersey already kind of forced to back up here. Just one or two picks, and then New England capitalizing on it with that pressure. We've seen them do this over and over again throughout this series. They will take a mile if you give them an inch, and that is what they have done here. They let Jersey push that cart up just enough so that New England can take a few extra steps forward and stand in between the cart and the spawn room. So now Jersey kind of have to fight their way through, but now New England backing up big here. The Strange looking pretty low there. Jakey almost out of health, forced to back off, but they will at least take out Prio there in that mix-up. But Jersey back in control of that payload. Exitane, though, from above here. High ground taken for the Moon Knight. He's already got Hand of Khonshu ready to go. Triple making 3 there. Luna Snow taken down, and Jakey putting in some work here as well for this New England defense. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. A long road ahead for Jersey, but they're going to have 6 ults when they come back here, so big opportunity for them to try and get back in this fight.
It certainly will be. Will it be what they need in order to get themselves finally some momentum on this attack?
It could be. There's a lot of ults for New England too. CYA from Pew Pew now, so big a sustain. The Deadpool ult right onto Exitane, so gonna hold off on shooting for now just to not take damage on the misses. Jersey throwing everything they've got here and the kitchen sink. Zamps will find one, but Noveda makes it a 1-for-1 on the back of 4 ults. Prio will find another one there, and an Eye of Agamotto comes in for Jakey. They do find one stud from that there, but the team will finish off the Doctor Strange. Prio, a double KO at least on that Phoenix, and that is the breakthrough they needed here. Jakey gonna get back up, and I believe they have a Strange Portal online. They should be able to get there in time, but the question is, do they have enough to follow up? They have no ults coming through the portal, so it is a big risk for sure.
They certainly do. Noveda does have something there on that Bucky, and he's gonna use it.
Ooh, and he picks up one right onto Prio, but he'll trade it though. Kraken Impact taken down. Prio finding, I almost think that was from the grave. Maybe the shot fired, he got KO'd and took out Noveda, but either way, big exchange for the duelists on both sides of the board here. 60 seconds left to go, and Jersey have not found the break here for a checkpoint number 1. New England looking for a big upset here on map number 3. This is match point for them. 2 ults ready to go for New England, and 1 Deadpool ult coming down for Dragon Lord here. Big test onto Jersey here, and this will be a big test for them. 45 seconds left to go, and Lirin on the Luna will find a KO as well. All firing on all cylinders here is this New England team, but the last challenge here, potentially they have to face on defense, is a very aggressive Jersey team. 4, maybe 5 ults ready to go for them.
And both of these teams here coming up in the ult bank, it's going to be a flashy showdown here for what could be the final team fight.
Yeah, very, very dangerous stuff here. Jersey still 2 ults. A couple more ready to go here before too long. Horn of Proteus comes through. Doesn't look like it finds any stuns, though. Pew Pew with another Rocket Ultimate. CYA down again. Massive sustain here. They're going to stack the support ultimate. They get that damage boost from the Rocket Ultimate. They are going to try to clear the path here and make it a no-overtime game. Noveda again on the Bucky Ultimate. Kraken Impact online, and they will find it here. Prio, the last one standing. Insong Inferno goes up and crashes down. We'll find a double KO there, but not enough to survive it, and New England takes it 3 maps to none.
Oh my goodness, the clean sweep by the New England Valhalla. What an absolutely outstanding series here. That's got to be one of the most dominant showings I think we've ever seen against a Jersey team ever.
I cannot believe it. And Exitane again, the Moon Knight MVP 2 times in this series, and no Moon Knight no Moon Knight bans, excuse me, come through in the draft phase. A huge piece of New England's strategy, uncontested here. And man, 33-7 with 15 final hits. And again, you have to look at the stats across the board. Prio, gotta check this man into a chiropractor. 20 elims, 17 of those being final hits on the Phoenix here. So definitely keeping the team in the fight here. But the Valhalla come through and send their opponents to Valhalla here in 3 maps. I mean, I cannot believe it. I did not expect this to be a 3-0 for either side, but a lot of people talk about the Jersey Jackals, right? One of the teams to beat here, and New England bring the defeat here to the Jackals. I mean, insane stuff. A wild series for both teams.
Absolutely. And I mean, we've got multiple rookies in here, showings coming out, debuts. This has been an absolutely action-packed series. Diatonic, thank you so much for joining me. It has been nothing but, as always, a pleasure to have you here with us. Any thoughts on joining us again? No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, 2 bangers, right? Nothing but bangers here in the URMR. I mean, I'm very fortunate. Thank you guys so much for bringing me back on, especially for this series. I mean, insane stuff from both of these teams, especially for some players, in Plat and Diamond. I mean, beautiful stuff for both of these teams, and a lot of great experience for those lower ranked players too. So they show that they can kind of keep up, right? And that rank doesn't really tell the whole story for a couple of those players. But yeah, I mean, insane stuff. I've loved URMR since I've gotten to be a part of it, and I'm definitely looking forward to the next one whenever my schedule opens up enough for me to fit one in.
We're happy to have you here anytime. But now, as we do for all of our matches, Diatonic, let's talk it out. Who do you think is our match MVP for this match?
There are a lot of players on both sides of the board. If either team won, it would be a very, very hard choice of saying who is the overall MVP. I mean, especially on the side of New England, right? You have a lot of players that definitely pulled their weight here. I'm stuck between a couple of different players. And it might be a little bit of a hot take. I might be going out on a limb here, but as somebody that plays quite a bit of Vanguard and knowing that he's a newer player, especially to this team, I got to give it to Jakey myself. I mean, it's between Jakey and Exitane, right? Exitane, of course, the anchor for the team, insane damage output, but Jakey, 100k damage blocked. Magneto plays insane, even without landing the Meteor M's. I mean, big stuff from that New England front line. So that's mine. I don't know, maybe a bit of a hot take, maybe out on a limb here, but great stuff from Jakey there, especially kind of just joining the roster and trying to find his place.
Vanguard player myself, when I did play, I gotta say, I'm going to agree with you there. Jakey will be our MVP here for this match. New England versus the Jersey Jackals. Great plays here coming out from both teams. Diatonic, where can we...
My flagship over on YouTube, the Diatonic Rivals YouTube channel, is the Rivals Report. If you're a Rivals esports person, I release the Rivals Report every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, covering all Marvel Rivals esports news from Tier 1 Ignite stuff all the way down to community tournaments and collegiate. So I love competitive Marvel Rivals. I love watching matches, and I hope that you will join me for some weekly stuff. We got a lot of Ignite news, of course, lots of stuff coming up as we get closer to preseason. So if you're interested in checking out what Tier 1 competitive Marvel Rivals looks like, obviously biased, but I can't think of a better place to do that.
And we absolutely agree. Definitely go ahead and check out Diatonic. Diatonic, as always, it's been a pleasure having you here. It has been myself, Diatonic, and Saucepan here in the booth with us. We appreciate all of you for watching. We appreciate our viewers, those playing, and we hope to see you in the next match. Thank you for joining us here at United Rogue Marvel Rivals.